These Severa rocks we're looking at right here, they're dating to
time of King Solomon. This down here is the royal bakery. These replicate where these vessels were found standing. David's commander Joab actually murders his competition in the gate.
Now that you're standing, they look even bigger.
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
Today, the place we're going to dates to the 10th century BC, the time of King Solomon himself. And it might be the same gate where Nehemiah gathered the people to hear the law. Today, we're taking you inside restricted area for a rare first look at discoveries that bring the Bible to life in a way you've never seen before. From ancient 3,000-year-old massive walls to the remains of what might have been the royal bakery of Jerusalem. By the end of this episode, you may never read those Bible passages the same again.
Hey Sergio, good to see you, Chris and Rhoda.
This is Christopher Eames, an area supervisor at the Ophel excavation site. And he is giving us a sneak peek into this place where the general public cannot yet access.
I can't overstate how important this site is. One of the senior officials of the Israel Antiquities Authority called this lower area here the most important site in all Israel. Right at the corner here is where we've been exposing these biblical kingdom period remains from where Solomon moved up his capital further north and built his palaces. So this is kind of the administrative heart of where the kingdom of Judah
That's crazy.
rules from. I like to say that this is the best office in the world. So I would have my desk down there first thing in the morning.
The most important dig in Israel? The administrative hub during the time of Solomon? Did you know, anytime you walk on this road in Jerusalem, you are walking on ancient archaeological treasure? I didn't. This is incredible. And here's the thing. If you're a tourist in Jerusalem, you are bound to take this road because it connects you between important sites. So when you see it, you will definitely recognize it.
This is a gatehouse, a gate entry, the only known gate from the Iron Age period. So where we're standing right now is on the Ophel area, right in this area here. You can see the Ophel Road coming behind us through here. What we have here is a monumental fort tower projecting out of the city wall. We don't see it, we are standing on it. That's why the road can stand where it does, like without falling down into the Kidron Valley. It's because it's being held up by a Solomonic tower.
Wow.
This is just incredible. The wall that Solomon built back then is still supporting today's infrastructure.
So this would have been a gateway leading into and out of the main part of the city.
Okay. If this is a gate, but there's the wall there too.
Yeah.
So
up there is
How do we
the Herodian period wall.
Okay.
You see the triple gate up there.
Okay.
There's the double gate right underneath
Right.
Al-Aqsa, the dome of Al-Aqsa Mosque, and there's the steps that go up. So this is all Second Temple period, time of King Herod.
Okay.
So you see all these different periods coming in on top. You've kind of got to blank that all out in order to kind of get the impression of the Iron Age city underneath.
Okay.
This is so exciting. How many times we said, like, we wish we can enter here? I guess now is the time.
Now's the time, and the best time with Chris.
Wow.
This is our first stop. The real star of the show for this area is this corner here. This is all Iron Age, or specifically dated to Iron 2A, 10th century BC by Dr. Eilat Mazar. She dated much of this area to the time period of King Solomon, the 10th century. This is this corner here for this inner gatehouse chamber. The height of this, like, you're hardly going to find material preserved to such a height from such an early period anywhere in Israel.
Okay, are you saying that these Severa rocks we're looking at right here, they're dating to time of
King Solomon. So what we're talking about is 10th century. Now I will
goosebumps because this is insane.
I will caveat that you probably know about the whole debate about King David and Solomon, 10th century, 9th century. Whenever you have a crucial time period like this, there's always going to be debate.
The debate Chris is mentioning here is a very important one. The traditional view, which follows the biblical account, says that David and Solomon ruled a powerful kingdom in the 10th century BC. The low chronology view says that their kingdom was actually a very small one in the 9th century BC and suggests that authors later revised the Bible to glorify the kingdom of David and Solomon, making it sound greater than it really was. And this is exactly why their work is so important, as time and again, the archaeological evidence confirms what the Bible has declared all along.
So as far as our finds here go, we've just been taking carbon samples from here. Hopefully with these new carbon dates, we'll be able to solidify that.
That's cool. How do you carbon date like rocks or?
Good question. You can't carbon date the rocks, only living things or once living things. So what you can do is you can scoop out the earth between the stones until you get to untouched original material. Just the past few days, a specialist that was here, she was able to get lentil seeds, barley seeds, wheat seeds. This isn't my field, so I'm kind of thinking you need bones or big charcoal pieces or whatever. That's not the case. Like the ideal are these real miniature seeds that are scattered all throughout the earth. So you take a scoop out and you can find all these different seeds for dating.
Any coins?
Not from this period.
Okay.
So coins kind of start around the 5th century. It would be problematic if we got coins. Pieces of silver, yes.
Okay, I see.
But literal pieces of silver, chopped up pieces of, rather than coinage.
This is interesting, because when we read about the biblical accounts, about Abraham weighing the 400 pieces of silver, or David buying the threshing floor, we may think they used silver coins because of the word shekel is used, which is the name of the currency in Israel today. But they were more like silver pieces or silver measurements and not actual coins like we use today.
So here we have one chamber of the gatehouse, and this is meant to give you the impression of walking through into the city. The original floor layer that we found was at the top of this grate here. This restoration project is intended to restore it a little bit better, but in any case, think of the floor level as where we're standing, and think of entering into the gatehouse the way we came in. So the most preserved chamber is in here. This would have been the first chamber. There would have been another chamber on the other side, and depending who you talk to, 4 or 6 chambers for this gatehouse. In our modern times, when we think of a gate, we think of just an opening, straight in, straight out. Well, anciently, gatehouses were these multi-chambered complexes where business could be conducted, people could do official work, have meetings in these chambers. The Bible talks many times about transactions being done in the gate. Proverbs 31 famously talks about a man being known in the gate. Boaz sorts out his marriage with Ruth in the gate.
I was just thinking about that.
The one I like to point to, it's a little bit more sanguine, but David's commander Joab actually murders his competition in the gate. And you think about, well, a gate, that would be the worst place to get away with murder. It's an opening, right? Well, it makes sense in the context of these private rooms incorporated into the gate to where he would take aside someone, do his deed, and then get away with it. So gatehouses were actually these really complex chambered structures.
This is incredible. I will never read those passages the same way, because now I have this image in my head how a gate would look like. For example, Lot sitting at the gate, or Boaz settling the marriage matter with Ruth at the gate, and Joab killing Abner at the gate. Wow. What you just explained gives me so much perspective about the account of Joab murdering Abner, because I always thought about how did he get away with that if he just grabbed him and stabbed him?
In the gate.
Yeah, but this makes so much more sense.
Well, we just came up now to this viewing platform is that fortification line of the wall. You see it continue all the way behind us through here, this wall here.
That's the fortification wall. Okay.
Exactly.
It's
this
huge.
one here, forget about this wall. This is Byzantine. This is the later Byzantine wall. This is the earlier Solomonic period wall with the big monumental stones in it.
1 King 3:1 says, "Now Solomon made a treaty with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and married Pharaoh's daughter. Then he brought her to the city of David until he had finished building his own house and the house of the Lord and the wall all around Jerusalem. Unbelievable. The very walls we read about in 1 Kings 3:1 are found here. How amazing that we have all these discoveries that time and again confirm for us the validity of the Bible.
This here in front of us, these huge ashlar stones, worked stones, these were dated to at least the 8th century BC.
Ooh. I didn't realize they used to build back then with such giant stones.
Yes.
I always thought they would be smaller.
And I believe these are the largest ashlar stones that you'll find up until the time of Herod and the Temple Mount.
Wow.
So to find these, this is just monumental below us. You see the size of these stones here, and then the height of this original material. You've got the Byzantine tower up on top. You see those different stones.
Even from up here, before you stood next to them, they look smaller. Now that you're standing, they look even bigger.
Oh yeah.
That's insane.
I would not want to be the one putting this wall in place. Let's just say that. These would be heavy, heavy stones.
Now, Chris didn't specify what part of the 8th century BC were these walls, but in the books of Kings and Chronicles, we know that the kings that ruled during the 8th century BC are Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah. 3 of these kings are mentioned in reference to fixing or building walls around Jerusalem as well. But only Jotham is mentioned specifically in regards to the Ophel. Could this really be the wall that Jotham rebuilt back then in the 8th century BC? How incredible would that be?
There's one more spot down here if you like.
Yes.
This down here is the royal bakery. You see these large pithoi or storage vessels.
Yeah.
These are reconstructions. The originals are found in the Israel Museum and the Bible Lands Museum. 12 of them were found here. So if we go on down, we can have a closer look.
And you found them like this, intact?
Not intact, no. They were found crushed, but in these same places.
Okay.
So these replicate where these vessels were found standing. One was found with an inscription saying, Lesar ha'op, and then it was broken off. So most probably it said Lesar ha'ofim.
The minister of the...
Belonging to the minister of the bakery. And this would make sense because these would have most likely stored some kind of food product. So when Eilat Mazar began here, this is going back now to 1986, she excavated through a thick destruction level on top of this uppermost floor layer. So this is all reconstructed to show the chronology of what she discovered. An original Solomonic construction here. We have basically a revamp of this area during the time of Manasseh, and then we have a short continuation, 50 years or so, up until the destruction, with all the destruction remains up on top.
So that's like the entire rule kingdom.
Yeah, exactly.
So
compressed into this layer cake, basically.
We know from biblical text that a minister or a chief baker was a legitimate position. In Genesis 40, for example, we read about Joseph interpreting the dream of the chief of bakers. So this is so cool to find it right here in this place. And not only that, we also see these walls and destruction layers. The whole thing is just incredible.
You see this doorway here that you can walk through, this nice edge of a really thick wall here.
So this, what dating would this be?
I'm not absolutely certain for this wall. Sometime within the Iron Age, Iron II
so
period.
this is, you said Iron Age, right? Because that's...
Yep, exactly.
Oh, that's a bit more.
So this is where the walls come together and run parallel. So we have this wall and then a parallel wall continuing through here, where it meets to the corner, basically containing this inner city compound. So right now, basically the excavation generally has finished, and now it's the restoration.
And so now we're standing on the same level as Solomon would have been if he walked here.
Exactly. If it was leveled up to that point, which it has been leveled across here, and then you see a giant water cistern inside there. So that dates to the Second Temple period.
That is so cool.
Nehemiah chapter 3, it talks about the progression of the wall, all the people who built it. And when you start reading the word Ophel this, Ophel that, it's used in conjunction with the term Watergate.
Nehemiah 3:26 says, "Moreover, the Nethinim who dwelt in Ophel made repairs as far as the place in front of the water gate toward the east. And Nehemiah 8:1 says, "Now all the people gathered together as one man in the open square that was in front of the water gate. And they told Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Lord had commanded Israel." Can you believe this could be the very gate that Nehemiah 8:1 talks about? How incredible is this site? This brings those puzzle pieces together, at least in my head.
Right, and this was the point of biblical archaeology to begin with. Like when the Palestine Exploration Fund got started in the late 1800s, there was a bishop who gave a speech at the start of that project for doing excavation here. And he said, we're not going to get into all this debate. The point here is simply to give Bible illustration to all these people who live thousands of years apart from the events that happened, thousands of miles away from the events that happened, to give illustration so that they can kind of picture and see what was going on here in the Bible that they read.
I'm almost tearing up because I don't think we've ever seen it this way, but this is the heart of all the biblical,
This is Jerusalem.
biblical events that happened. And also every time you mention, oh, this is just 2,000 years old, and my mind goes, well, but that's where Jesus walked, you know?
What a conclusion to an amazing tour. That the purpose of finding all these archaeological sites is to bring the Bible to life for everyone to see.
Wow, that was just mind-blowing.
Amazing.
I'll never read the accounts the same way again.
No, and especially because before we were told, oh, this is just a bunch of mikvahs here.
Right.
And that's what you think, people are coming up to the Temple Mount and so they're bathing. But there is so much more, way so much more to that than just mikvahs. And this was incredible.
Oh, and by the way, today Jose is joining us, but this time as the cameraman.
It was great, amazing.
Actually, a camera crew. 1, 2, 3.
Jesus crew.
Jesus crew!
Camera crew.
Hey guys, we've got some great news.
In fall 2026, we're inviting you on a tour to Israel.
We're talking about walking where Jesus walked, exploring places you've seen on our channel for years, and sharing meals as friends.
We'll even take you to our hometown Nazareth to meet our church. And if you want, join a real archaeological dig.
But if digging is not your thing, no worries. There'll be plenty of amazing alternatives. This tour is for everyone who loves the Lord and loves adventure.
Dates, details, and prices are coming soon, so go to snrisrael.com. No payment needed today.
We can't wait to explore Israel with you.
So see you in fall 2026.
Wow, guys, we really hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed being here for the first time. And until next time, God bless you. And like always,
The best is yet to come.
amen.
This is 2,000 years ago.
Guys, we're about to enter a water drainage system from the time of Jesus. Are you ready?
I am so ready. This is so cool.
What? Oh, this is amazing.
Didn't know you were signing up for all this, did you?
Oh,
That's like untouched 2,000-year-old stuff.
Exactly.
Do you see that spider?
The problems are the scorpions and the snakes.
whoa, what is this stone here?